Welcome in, everybody, to the March episode, or the beginning of the March episodes, to the Talk Anime Podcast.
This is madness!
Madness! This is anime!
Anime!
So what we're going to be doing all March here is we're doing a giant 64 anime tournament to determine the pinnacle #1 show of all time.
Animu. The best Animu of
The
all time.
best Animu of all time.
Undisputable.
I can't wait till
So as you'll hear, we got a couple new voices going on for this week because we needed some help.
Well, I was going to say, I can't wait till next year when we actually make this into a 64 bracket best waifu competition.
Listen,
then blood will be shed.
Don't give away our plans for
girl.
next year.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler. Of course, you got Jared and Justin here as usual. We got a couple
Wait,
friends.
who's Jared and who's Justin?
Oh my God, I'm Jared,
I'm Justin.
and we've
I
got.
thought I was Justin.
Damn it, we've got our friends Henry, Joe, and Clayton here.
Hello.
That's it. The whistle is Joe. He's actually just a whistle.
Yeah,
This is
that's
Clayton.
that's the only way he's going to be responding today.
Strictly
One
by
whistle for like, two whistles for dislike.
No, the gavel's for dislike.
It kind of sounds like the weird dog Pokemon from Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Good lord.
I'm a legendary.
Woo!
You certainly are legendary, Joe.
So,
Feels good.
For anybody who wants to see the full bracket, I'm going to be tweeting it out when this goes live on Saturday, March 7th.
We
So
picked them all out of a hat to make
Yep.
it fair.
That was the way we did it. It was actually interesting how we did it because I made everybody make like a top 80-ish anime list.
I think I gave you 82.
Yeah, and
No,
then
83. 83.
and
83.
then divvied out points from 64 points down to 10 points, and then added up all the points, and that's how we got like your #1 overall seed, your #2, #3, and so on.
Is this Harry Potter? You're dealing out points?
Dealing
Am I
out
Gryffindor?
points. You get a point, and you get a point.
10 points to
Everybody
Slytherin
gets
because
a
I want them.
point.
But anyways, let's. How about we get right into this, guys?
All right, where are we
Got
starting
it.
today, Jared?
So we're gonna be
He
starting.
said
off
we're
with,
getting right into it.
yeah, right
the-
into it. We're
Get
gonna be
down
starting
to
off
it.
with the
Hit
Steins
me
Gate
with your best
bracket.
shot.
Mm.
Okay.
And what
Oof.
better place to start with than Steins Gate versus School Rumble?
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Oh.
So,
This
I
one's
haven't seen
personally
School
easy
Rumble.
for me.
but now I've gone and watched Steins Gate because Jared doesn't stop talking about it.
It's
I vote
good.
Steins Gate.
Ah, yes.
It's
I
so
We're not to the
good.
voting yet.
No,
We
We
not
can
voting
just jump
yet.
straight to
I'm
voting.
voting now.
Objection!
Overruled. This
I
is
do
my
have a gavel.
Animu show.
I'm a guest.
That would say. School Rumble is pretty good. I haven't
that
watched
means
it
you get
completely,
half
but-
a vote.
Special
Joe.
guest Judge Joe.
I think the
You
guest
get half
should
a
get
vote,
0.9 of a vote. That way it will
Yes.
always still come out to the votes equal. It just shows that your vote is slightly less.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Oh my gosh.
I give you 69% of a vote.
Good God.
Well,
Nice.
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 Who really
That
won
means-
in that
that
scenario?
makes my vote the most powerful. Yeah.
Of course. Oh my goodness.
All right. So are we? I'm assuming we're going to talk about these two wonderful shows.
Yes, sir.
Mm.
Well,
If
Steins
you've
Gate.
listened to the podcast, we've talked about Steins Gate at length.
It's so good.
But for those of you who don't know, it involves time travel.
Yes,
Time travel and
travel.
bananas.
Mm.
Yes.
I mean,
Mostly
what show
bananas.
doesn't involve bananas? I bet 90% of these shows we could just say it involves bananas and be right.
Probably, actually.
Maybe.
Dr.
Like
Stone
Dr.
involves
Stone?
bananas.
Dr. Stone.
Bananas. Bananas.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's an important part. Okay. So I guess the very first thing we should ask is who wants to speak on behalf of School Rumble?
I'll speak on behalf of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ahead then.
Go ahead, Clayton.
Go ahead. The floor is yours.
It's a very good classic slice of life show. It's long running, plenty of episodes, and they do a decent wrap up in the end. And one that's in anime, getting a decent ending is not guaranteed.
That's a rare occurrence.
And it's very good at building upon its jokes and actually making you care about the characters as the show goes on. It's not super serious, but there are some serious moments that hit decently hard when you're watching the show.
Plus, you have Best Boy.
And Best Boy.
Let's see.
With that being said,
With
That's
that being
it.
said, though,
Do we just go ahead? Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, I think we do, because as much as I do like School Rumble, I cannot choose it in this scenario.
Yeah.
No. I'm
Even the
sorry.
spokesman is
yeah,
Yeah, well, completely. So yeah.
Yeah,
truly
it got
disappointing for School Rumble.
got a
it's a
little
very
blurry.
good show. Like,
Mhm.
but
Yeah, but Steins Gate though. Like
Sure,
I've only
you say
watched a
that.
handful of episodes now since Jared's recommended it to me, and it's really good.
yeah,
Real good. Real good.
Yes.
So yeah, Steins Gate.
Yeah,
All votes
so-
for science.
I
Well,
think this was
science.
unanimous.
Force.
Yeah, it's a
This game's
unanimous.
unanimous. Winner,
Just-
Steins Gate.
There you go.
Okay,
All
I
right,
think we
so
set the
Steins
precedence for
Gate's
how we're
moving
going to
on.
conduct this.
Good news, everyone. All right, let's check the wagers.
all
Well,
right.
I
And
lost
the
money.
odds makers, wow, they really had Steins Gate winning in a landslide here.
Mhm.
Hmm?
What?
But
This is why you don't bet against one seeds. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no giant toppling today.
Yeah,
I
that
think.
number 16 did not take out that number 1 seed.
They didn't. I think we'll have
Did
a
not.
closer matchup with this next one here, though, with
Oh man.
Dragon Ball Z versus Zoid's New Century.
Kakarot! I demand you vote for Dragon Ball Z!
Okay.
He makes a valid argument.
He makes a very valid argument. But have you ever wanted to see a
Kakarot!
giant mech liger
I know.
just rip apart other animal mechs?
So I'm not gonna lie.
And
I
dinosaur
actually
mechs,
watched
And
not just
dinosaur
animals.
mechs.
Before I
Yes,
watched
dinosaur.
Dragon Ball Z.
What was that,
I've
Justin?
seen. I watched Zoids before I even watched Dragon Ball Z. Honestly, yeah. So that's like this is, well, New Century, not necessarily. I think it was actually just Zoids. I don't think it was New Century, but I mean,
No, New Century's
Still-
the tournament one.
is it? I
Yeah,
don't
dude.
remember. I don't remember whichever one was on
Do you
Toonami.
remember Harry Champ? Because I remember Harry Champ.
Yeah, vaguely, but it's still the nostalgia.
Well, this is a good one because it is a strict nostalgia fight.
Oh
It
yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's whichever one
100%.
has a higher power level for nostalgia.
I'll say I haven't
So,
seen
That's
Zoid,
over
so
9,000.
say Dragon Ball Z.
Over 9,000.
There's
That's
a bit more.
impossible.
There's a bit more meme value to Dragon Ball.
Vegeta.
There is
Hey,
one
Vegeta.
Vegeta.
Oh yeah.
No.
You do have the
No.
You have
Yes,
the whole Abridged series.
I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like it's
Oh
unfair
gosh, yeah.
to
If you count
vote
Dragon Ball Z
based on
gosh.
abridged.
No.
That is
Don't
fair,
take
too.
his coat.
It's taking
Oh
it
my God.
outside the realm of anime into the realm of stupid and funny.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Wait,
That's my wheelhouse. I love it.
Yeah.
Fair for this
Uh,
tournament. That's all I'm
I
saying.
mean, I gotta go with Dragon Ball Z on this one.
Oh.
yeah.
So here's
It's tough. It's tough. But I gotta go with
I'm
Dragon.
going outside the box on this one. I'm going Zoids. I love Zoids.
so here's what I'm gonna say.
1-1 right
And,
now.
and I'm metagaming hard because what I would love more than anything is for Dragon Ball Z to make it to where it's going to face off against Dragon Ball, and I can point out why Dragon Ball is better than Dragon Ball Z.
We've already had this discussion.
But I know that it's going to face Steins Gate next, and it's not going to stand a chance. So I'm just going Zoids all in.
Yes. Join the Zoids hype train.
Okay, so-
Dragon
so
Ball
is
Z
that
for
two
me, I
each?
think.
No, that's
yeah, it is 2 each. Because
Oh, is
didn't
it?
Justin go for Dragon Ball Z also?
So
Yeah.
Justin and I think. Wait.
Yeah.
So
I think-
why should I, the swing vote, pick one of your sides?
Ah.
Okay.
So
I default to Joe.
Yeah.
yeah, first of all,
Whoa, hold up. Hold the fuck
Giant-
up.
I'm speaking now.
Co-host of show versus guest. I win.
That's right. 69%. Get out of here. All right. So,
shut up, Joe.
giant animal mechs. These aren't just your basic mechs. They're animal and dinosaur mechs fighting each other. And there is a velociraptor that is a sniper rifle. Think about that.
Okay.
Yeah. I got another. Vegeta.
No abridged. We talked
No,
about
it
it.
is abridged. It doesn't count.
Go Snapper.
Oh my gosh.
It
I
does
gotta
count.
admit, this
I'd like a
is rough.
disqualification.
No, this is rough
Overruled.
'Cause-
says no.
Does someone else need to borrow my gavel?
to be completely fair, the memes are just so strong with Dragon Ball Z,
They are.
and I love the memes. But
yeah.
I never had a Dragon Ball Z figure, but I did build several Zoids.
Ah.
Yes.
Oh shit.
And seeing as how I think we admit that this bracket's probably going to get killed next round, I think I'm just going to go with Zoids.
Damn right.
Yes.
Our first upset.
It's a victory for Zoids, and I
Zoids.
appreciate it.
A victory for Zoids is a victory for democracy, my friends.
Ooh, I see a couple of upsets coming up here.
All
Good.
right.
I'm
The
ready
next
for it.
matchup. This one's going to be tough for some people in this group. Rascal
Oh,
Does
okay,
Not
let's go.
Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai versus Anohana.
Ah,
It's feels versus feels.
it is. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
admittedly, I haven't seen Anohana, but I'm at least somewhat familiar with it, and at least, yeah, that is even a tough choice. Even think about it for me, and I haven't even seen Anohana.
So I have
I've
to
never
ask.
seen Anohana. I have seen now Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl, though.
So from the other side, because I have not seen Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl, but I have seen Anohana. And Anohana is the hardest feels of any anime I've ever watched. Who here has seen both?
I have
Which gives harder feels?
overall, for the moment, Anohana.
Okay.
For the ending moment in the show.
Okay.
God,
But
so good.
But
Rascal has much better characters
it does.
and
Much better
dialogue.
dialogue.
The dialogue
Well-
is like
Oh, dialogue is
it's
yes,
Hold
almost
on
like
now.
Monogatari level.
yes. Great comparison there.
That's amazing. So I need to watch this. But going back to the characters in Anohana are intentionally shitty people.
Well, yeah, it's on
That's
purpose.
part of the feels.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
if that's why I rule them out, I don't think that's fair because that's part of the storytelling. What it is a lot of them have done shitty things because they're just not
Yeah.
good.
But Rascal Does Not Dream has better dialogue.
Yeah, it's not just about the characters; it's about the interpersonal interactions between the
Yes.
different
Yeah, it's,
characters.
the interpersonal relationships in Rascal are much better than in Anohana.
I mean,
Yeah.
even just the first episode of Rascal, I remember like just some of the dialogue. You're like, oh my gosh, this guy's like this type of person, stuff like that.
So, one statement for Rascal: after you got done with episode 3 and it wrapped up with credits, did you not just sit there and think, "Holy crap! Did the show just end?" Because the ending of the 3rd episode was that good.
Yeah.
And it keeps
I only
going.
got that
It was
after
very-
Yeah,
episode
and it
5.
keeps going.
And it keeps going.
Not taking anything away from Anohana because it is like the
It's a great show.
hardest feels trip I've ever
I've
had
heard
in a
it's a
show.
great show. Like, it's been very well reviewed. I've just
I-
never seen it.
I love Anohana, and
I
also
really like Rascal Does
the-
Not Dream, though.
the GIF game for Anohana is great.
It is.
I send that shit to Jessica all the time. Take that as you will.
With all of this being said, since I think I'm the only one who's actually watched both, I've got to give it up to. It might just be some recency bias, but I got to give it up to Rascal. I really enjoy the dialogue between the characters.
I vote Rascal as well.
Say also Rascal.
I'm voting Anohana.
That's fair. It's a
Yeah.
damn good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad it's got some representation because I'm going Rascal as well.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
4-1.
Rascal moves
I just haven't
on.
seen it.
All right.
Mm.
I feel like I am biased against.
I feel like that too, but also you haven't seen
Yeah,
Rascal,
you also
so-
haven't.
and you need to watch it. You would really.
And
like
Henry
it.
voted for it, and he hasn't even seen the movie attached to it yet.
Ah, this is true.
All right, next up we have Code Geass and Dr. Stone.
Geass.
Code
Geass.
Geass.
Code Geass.
Code Geass.
Code Geass.
I'm having a
You can tell
recency
which one I
bias
have
here.
not
That being said, when I did watch Code Geass, I really enjoyed it. So, I don't know. This is a tough one for me, anyways, because I really enjoyed Dr. Stone.
Is this like Code Lyoko?
Oh, God.
I think maybe.
No.
I love that.
I don't think it is.
Oh boy. I mean, I don't know. It's a mech show. It's like a pseudo mech show versus
No. We established this. It has mechs. It's a mech show.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah, we
Mech
established
show.
this pre-recording.
This
If
is true.
if it has mechs, it is a mecha.
We
Oh
leave
my
no
God.
room for negotiations.
Nope.
No.
There shall be
What-
none.
We do not negotiate with terrorists.
Yes, that's right.
Let's see. How many of you guys have seen the Code Geass movies, the most recent ones?
I have.
I have not actually. Not the most recent ones.
Okay.
I went and saw it in theaters because
I've
I'm
seen-
a fanboy.
Yeah.
So here's my take on these two. For Code Geass, I very much enjoy it, and I enjoy the abridged version as well. But it never held my attention. Like, it never pulled me in, that kept me that needing to watch the show. Whereas Dr. Stone, every week I was like, I need this next episode. Please, God, I need more. And then did in fact watch several of the episodes immediately after watching them the first time because there wasn't more. So
Mhm.
I love Dr. Stone.
So
Yeah.
I really enjoy Dr. Stone.
I did enjoy Dr. Stone.
I would enjoy it more if it was just more with the science, I think.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I could agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm on the opposite fence. Dr. Stone just never really grabbed me.
It's Cat, go away. Go away, Cat. I'm
It's
cold.
just-
Yo, Mr.
Cat
Kitty.
agrees.
It's a
This is
bad
Matt
Mr.
Pat
Kitty. I smack him on the head.
It's Matt
That said,
Backfire.
I've seen the movie for Code Geass. It's called Top Gun. Goose.
Right.
That is probably the most
Guys.
disrespectful thing you could ever say about
Oh
that
my
show.
God.
With that alone,
Oh.
I need to vote for Code Geass.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I object firmly.
Hmm.
So you vote for Dr. Stone, Joe?
I'll fly with you any day,
I-
Maverick.
I absolutely vote for Dr. Stone.
I vote Code Geass.
And with that, he goes Code Geass. Jesus.
Oh Lord.
Oh, it's close for me.
You know what? With that, I'm flip-flopping
There.
my vote to Dr.
Just-
Stone.
Oh my God.
No.
It's I'm
No.
going Dr. Stone.
Code
it's
Geass
good.
for
He
me.
makes
Yes.
cola. He
It's
makes
2-2.
cola.
It's amazing.
But Code
Oh
Lyoko,
my
I mean Code Geass.
Code Geass's ending in the anime ending, not the movie. Great. It's one of
Well,
the
ending
best
of-
endings ever
the ending
done.
of Top Gun is great.
I agree with you there. All right, I gotta go Code Geass
sorry.
then. It's close, but I gotta go.
And
You got me, Clay.
I
Yeah,
think
got me.
Geass moves on, right?
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Despite your meme vote. Despite your meme vote.
Listen, what's better than a guy when the Earth has like lost all this technology making cola?
Yeah.
A guy
no.
saving the Earth in a different movie, a different video.
No one wants to save the Earth. The Earth needs to be destroyed and then rebuilt.
Yes.
That's borderline what Lelouch did in Code Geass.
Get out of here. It's exactly what they're doing in
There's
Dr.
a Tom
Stone,
Cruise
not
movie
Borderlands.
like that.
The people had no choice in that one.
All right, let's move on.
That was more
next-
hotly contested than I
yes.
anticipated.
Our
Oh,
I
next
feel like
next
I
one's gonna
made
be
that
big.
more hotly contested than it needed to be.
False.
our next matchup is Dragon Ball versus Tokyo Ghoul.
Oh, man.
Admittedly, I
Boys,
have not watched Tokyo
I
Ghoul.
love Dragon Ball.
I do love Dragon Ball, but I also love Tokyo Ghoul.
Mm.
Uh,
Tokyo Ghoul
So-
also had the second season of Tokyo Ghoul.
It really did.
I watched a lot
really
less
did.
of it. I watched a lot less of Dragon Ball than I did Tokyo Ghoul. But just the story of the Tokyo Ghoul anime, where you had the first season, which followed the manga fairly consistently,
and was really good.
Yes, and then the second season where
They don't.
I don't know
follow it
what
at all.
the hell they were doing. We had 5 episodes of Kaneki walking.
Yep.
And then instead of
did.
fixing it, they just went on to Tokyo Ghoul Re, where they just kind of assumed you read the manga and were caught up.
Oh gosh.
So even though I've watched less Dragon Ball than Tokyo Ghoul, I'm leaning towards Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
So
think
I
actually
love
have
Dragon Ball,
watched-
and again, better than Dragon Ball Z for many reasons that we
is.
won't get into because
it
they're not
really
going to
is.
meet each other. But power level and scaling and all that, very
This
important.
bullshit.
Exactly. I fucking love Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah.
The animation, just the stories, the fucking. I know you guys are
so good.
like, just it's. It was one of
Very
those that
good.
grasped me as well. As much as the second season opener is terrible, which is why they went back to the first season one at the very end.
That and the second season itself is just terrible.
For the most part, yes. But the last few episodes were very entertaining, where everyone fights.
Yeah, and again, that goes back to it's just so well animated. It's so god dang pretty.
It was very entertaining, and the Dragon Ball to me has the nostalgia glasses on it, and I try my best to remove those, and because it is a meme show for
it
real.
is.
It is.
Oh, it absolutely is.
And Tokyo Ghoul is a much more serious show.
Yeah.
And I don't know, this is a really difficult vote for me, but I'm leaning towards Tokyo Ghoul.
Don't know.
I don't know. Dragon Ball might also have the nostalgia for me. Actually, I think that's.
It's got the nostalgia. It's
Yeah.
got the awesome tournaments too, though. Like
I know,
That's
the
true.
tournaments
That is
actually
true, yeah.
mattered.
Tournaments are
Yeah,
so good.
yeah.
Tournament
Everybody actually does
time!
stuff.
And I want to say something about tournaments.
Bulma and
'Cause
Chi-Chi
tournaments,
are cool.
yeah, well, that's why Dragon Ball is better because everyone can do things.
Yeah.
But but tournaments in anime are amazingly fun to watch. But I kind of take them out of the context when I think about whether it's a good anime or not, because it's not any story or anything. It's just, what are we going to do for this season? We're going to just make everybody fight because it's cool.
That's true for the most part in Dragon Ball, except when he was fighting like King Piccolo.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, I love me a good tournament. Yu Yu
I gotta
Hakusho,
go.
best tournament.
Oh, best
I gotta
tournament
go.
of all time.
I gotta go with Tokyo Ghoul.
You know,
I got him. It's just so. I know. the second
honestly,
season
I
for
think
the
I'm
most part
swayed towards
sucks.
Tokyo Ghoul because I just think overall it does have a better story.
Yeah, it does, and just overall, like I know second season sucked. Third season was really good, right? It's come out, or it is
Yeah.
coming out.
It's been out
Yeah, it has. Yeah,
a couple
yeah,
years
okay.
now.
Yeah,
Yep.
third season was really good. I think it more than makes up for the drop in second season, and even still, even though second season sucked in terms of story, the overall quality of the animation did not drop, and it is still just like the fight scenes were always really good.
And that's even the second season, which was terrible. I still enjoyed watching because I did
Yeah.
not read the manga beforehand, so I enjoyed watching it. Now, the first few episodes and the really slow parts, like let's move this on a little bit, get back to some of the action. But it was still,
Yeah.
I was still enjoyed watching all of it,
Yeah.
even though the first season was much better.
You know
Yeah.
what? Screw it. I'm going Tokyo Ghoul.
All right, we're gonna have an upset here. It looks like.
What about the two other boys over there?
The
Any
quiet
opinions?
No, it's just a quiet one. Well, memes speak more to me, and I'm sorry, but I cannot really forgive the second season for the inconsistency of when you go from the second season to the third season. If they blended it better, whatever, but it didn't feel very good to me. So
Alright.
I'm going Dragon Ball.
Fair enough.
I like Layton's reasoning. I'm also gonna go Dragon Ball.
All right, 3-2.
All right, with that, Tokyo Ghoul
Yep.
moves on.
I
Tokyo
harbor
Ghoul,
no
yep,
ill
yep.
will, unlike the previous bracket. Both
Yeah.
of those.
They're both great.
Yeah. All right, next on we have No Game No Life versus Neon Giant Evangelion.
So my only argument for this bracket is anyone who's seen the episode where they play the game with words in No Game No Life. That's it.
Yeah, with
yeah.
that, you already know that
Oh,
this
man.
show's moving on.
Oh,
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so
Well,
clever,
and-
so well written.
And
With
Evangelion
Neon Genesis, are we
good
talking about the
too.
movies or are we talking about the TV show?
I will let you choose whichever one you like
Yeah.
more.
Wait, are you
You
talking
can
for
lump the movies
Evangelion
in there, but
or?
the movies aren't even finished yet.
True.
Pick whichever one's better. Don't care.
Well, it'd be the movies in that case.
Are we talking Evangelion? Sorry. I lost
Yeah.
track.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now,
I mean,
I
I'm
know
only
No
about
Game No
halfway
Life
through
only
that
has the
show.
one season and a single movie, but
Oh yeah.
as Joe
Yeah,
put
yeah.
it, the game,
The
where they
word
have to
game.
use the words, is
Yes.
one of the most clever things I've ever seen in an
Oh
anime.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm going No Game No Life.
Oh, that's
yeah,
hard.
I am
That's
too.
a hard.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I just really like the colors that they have in
Yes.
No Game No
Oh,
Life.
yeah,
It's
for
very,
sure.
very well
Right?
done.
Where they
Oh,
just
yeah.
oversaturated everything and just
Yes,
is
everything's
incredible.
oversaturated. Like normally that annoys me, but I actually really enjoyed their use of colors in this, and the story itself is really good. I love the characters. I gotta go No Game No Life.
A
Yeah.
win for No Game No Life is a win for humanity.
So the only thing that makes this hard for me is I wish the No Game No Life story would continue.
Right?
Yeah. The only problem with No Game No Life is that there's not more No Game No Life.
Yeah.
Now then Evangelion, it's a classic. It's
It is.
a great
It really is.
story. It's very well written.
Yeah.
But I hate all the characters.
Yeah. That's the thing. I
Really?
I hate
He
them all.
sucks.
don't think I like any of the characters.
Yeah.
And that's the point. You're not supposed to like them.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's.
Go
I think
ahead,
that's
Joe.
the makes of a good story too. Is that if you look at it and you go, every one of these characters is terrible, but I like this show. It's because it's just the world is set out right. Because and maybe I'm cynical, but most of people in the world are terrible.
Well, you're not
So
wrong.
it matches reality.
Mhm.
I mean, look at this chat. At least 3 of the 5 of us are awful human beings.
Oh, I'm terrible.
Oh. Is it the 3 who didn't vote for Dr. Stone? Just wondering.
I want to say yes because you were wrong, but being wrong doesn't make you terrible.
I'll fly with you any day, Goose.
Oh my god. On that note, I will go No Game No Life on this one. Although I am enjoying. I'm about halfway through watching Evangelion. At least what I understand to be kind of the main series. And
Are you
I
watching it
still
on
like but-
Netflix, I'm assuming, Henry?
No. No, I'm
Oh,
torrenting
okay.
it. Fully admitting.
All right, with that, our next matchup.
Yeah.
Senyu
What do we got,
versus
Jay?
Demon Slayer.
Ooh.
I'm going to say, boys, there's not a more enjoyable 4 minutes of your life you can spend watching anime than watching Senyu.
We're
Fully
talking
agreed.
Cautious Shield Hero Senyu? Or am I thinking something else?
No, it's
Different one.
just a show just called Senyu.
Just
It's short.
called
Ah,
It's about
okay.
4 to 5 minutes per episode.
If that, some are like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh wait, okay, now I
And it
now I
is
remember. Okay,
the
okay, yeah.
funniest, most entertaining, like I said, 4 minutes of your life you can spend. You can
Yeah.
watch the entire 2 seasons in about 2 hours. And Joe and
my
I did
gosh.
that. He
I
showed
mean,
us
welcome.
the
you
first
guys did show
episode,
me.
and we watched the entire series.
You guys did show me that one time.
And here's what I say about Senyu is if this whole tournament was just you put 2 anime, one name here, and you go, which one do you want to watch right now? And you had to pick between those 2, I wouldn't doubt that Senyu could be number 1 easy. Because it's
Same.
just like I could take 2 minutes to watch an episode. I will laugh out loud for every 2 minutes that I watch. And it's just so entertaining. And Demon Slayer, I love. It's
I
beautiful.
really love
The story is awesome. It
It's
is
amazing.
a great,
the villain,
great show.
Villain is underrated, by the way. The fact
Yes.
that he was not even nominated for Crunchyroll's Villain of the Year is it's an atrocity, really.
The memes with his sister shrinking, awesome.
Yes.
So funny. That's my favorite clip of that whole show is when she gets small and is running through the
Yeah.
Yeah.
made me laugh.
Gotta agree.
Mhm.
So I love Demon Slayer and I would put it up against so many, but if you say You want to watch Senyu or you want to watch Demon Slayer right now? I'm picking Senyu because it's so fucking funny.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, I'm picking Senyu against any show out there.
Nah, I'm going Demon Slayer.
I would say also Demon Slayer. I mean, you watch 2 minutes of Senyu, I'll watch 2 minutes of any clip of Demon Slayer.
Yeah, right? That's the thing. I'd rather watch any 2-minute clip of Demon Slayer over Senyu.
Yes. I mean, some of those episodes I've watched like 3 or 4 times, I think.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer was
that end fight scene is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I don't begrudge anyone for voting for Demon Slayer. And if you're talking about story and all of that, I think Demon Slayer has it beat. My only reason for going Senyu is that, like, it's just I would watch it any day at any time. If someone's like, "You want to watch this?" I would say yes.
Same.
Yep.
So,
Like, and there are times like with Demon Slayer, like if someone's like, "You want to watch this show?" just because it is such a heavy story thing, I might be like, "Nah," just because I don't want to get into it that deep.
Yeah.
And that's only a 10% of the time. Whereas Senyu, I just anytime I would watch.
Yeah. What were you saying, Clayton?
yeah, but so Demon Slayer is a ufotable show, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Also known as Unlimited Budget Works.
I love that nickname.
Also, I believe it was episode 18. The payoff.
Yeah. Yes. 18 or 19, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, one of those two. But the payoff of that particular arc.
It was really good.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, Demon Slayer.
Yes.
I can't fault anybody for going with that, but Senyu is. It needed a little attention. I'm glad that it got what it got.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, I mean it's a good show. It's just Demon Slayer, man. I don't know.
It's okay. It was a quick. It was a close vote.
It was.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 3-2. Demon Slayer moves on.
And for the last
Once
matchup-
again,
go ahead, Joe.
There were wrong people.
I mean, if I've watched more Senyu, probably, but I think I've only seen whatever Jared and you have shown me. So.
Oh, it's so good. For anybody out there who hasn't watched it and you have like 2 hours to kill, go watch Senyu.
Like even if you just got 5 minutes, watch the first episode.
Watch the first episode. And our last matchup in the Steins Gate bracket, we've got Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann versus Hayuka.
Can I just say something? I feel like it's unfair to call it the Steins Gate bracket. It feels like a predetermined outcome. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I just named the brackets with the number 1 seeds.
Yep.
I thought that was the easiest way to like discern bracket.
Oh yeah.
No,
sure.
it is. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And when Steins Gate gets ousted by Rascal, it'll be known as the Rascal bracket.
That might be the best timeline.
The rascaling.
Joke's on you. We're actually going Zoids in the next round.
All right, let's get back to this. Gurren Lagann versus Hayuka. Henry, give us a breakdown of that show because I don't know if anybody else in here sees it.
Hyoka, right?
Hyoka.
Okay. Well, let's see. Hyoka, it's I think we were talking about it earlier. Animation show. It's kind of like a little more of a slice of life type of show. I think it's probably like the only really slice of life I've actually watched all the way and watched multiple times as well. But it's generally it goes through these high schoolers, part of a literature or a classics club, a classic literature club, although they don't really do a whole lot of like classic literature stuff, I guess. But they usually go around solving various mysteries around the school, which one of the big mysteries, so the entire first kind of arc of the show is going around the mystery of the name of the club, or or rather not the name of the club, sorry, because that's the classics club, but how the anthology that the club usually publishes or published in the past, how it got its name, which is the title of the
which I've heard of this one.
Yeah, which I believe Hyoka translates to ice cream in Japanese, if I recall correctly. And I'm not going to say too much else because that would be kind of a spoiler, I guess, but that plays into kind of this little wordplay that plays a lot deeper into the actual reasoning behind the naming and stuff. But I mean, at least for me anyway, the things that really make this, I mean, I don't know, when I sent you that list, Jared, like probably the first 10 or like 5 to 10 shows are just really close in really close in rating.
Right.
It was really hard. I mean, because I think I had like Redline second, I think, or something like that.
Yeah,
but
you
I
had
mean,
Redline
like,
second on your list.
I've watched both of those, like Hyoka and Redline, multiple times, so it's really hard to say which one is really good. But I think for me, yeah, Hyoka. I mean, it's Kyoto Animation, so I mean, the animation is really, really nice. The colors, just the quality overall is really good. And also, I mean, the dialogue might not be on the same like level, I guess, or
Right.
the same type of dialogue as like Monogatari or any of that really quick banter, but it does have like a lot of banter that goes back and forth and like some clever uses of words and stuff like that. So in terms of the writing, I really like it. That first arc mystery is really good. Some really, really good moments in that for me. And I don't know, it's just a very enjoyable show overall, and it's not too heavy, I think, or just gets like kind of heavy enough at some points.
Gotcha.
I think. So
yeah, I just feel like it's not going to get a fair
so.
shake because not enough people have seen it.
Yeah,
but
I try.
as
So
a
here's
Kyoto
my-
Animation
my-
show, I mean, I'm sure it's excellent.
Oh yeah.
Here's my take, because I have not seen Hyoka, but I hear him talking about it, and he talks about that he's only really watched one slice of life through. So keep that in mind, that this is
Yeah.
someone who hasn't watched a lot of slice of life, but chose to watch this multiple times.
Yeah.
And then to me, Gurren Lagann, which is good but never really grasped me, like as just something that I want to rewatch
Yeah.
or go through multiple times. Just
Definitely not.
it was entertaining, but not on a level that I felt that kind of pull towards it. So I
it's-
think
it's a
I'm going to
trigger
vote Hyoka.
show, and that's kind of what you get with trigger shows. You get a good show, but you don't really ever get something that's like really just pulls you in. At least from everything
That
I've
has that
seen from Trigger.
sustained power.
I
Yeah.
will say, the first time going through and watching Gurren Lagann, though, I had a lot of fun watching that.
Sure.
Like
Oh,
now,
yeah, for sure.
because I'm trying to go back and rewatch it, and like it's good, but it's like Joe said, like it. I don't know. It does not have that rewatchability. I don't think.
I mean,
You
definitely
know-
some of the moments are very rewatchable, but as a whole, I mean, it's kind of hard for me because I really also enjoyed Gurren Lagann as well. I mean, it's a great show.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a
I
great.
don't know,
show.
it's hard to.
You know, it's been we talked about it on previous shows, where I think it was either you or I, Jared, where we had it on our top list of anime to start off with when you're getting into anime.
Oh yeah, I think it's a great recommendation for like first getting into anime.
Yeah,
It's a good
just
break-in,
weird
for
enough
sure.
to give you an idea what anime can be.
Yeah.
it really is.
Now,
Oh my goodness.
one thing for Gurren Lagann, I personally have watched it multiple times and it grabs me. Maybe I'm just more simple. I'm perfectly fine with being considered simple.
I don't believe
No,
that.
But-
that's that idea.
I will say that maybe it's just personal events in my life, but that mentality of being too dumb to quit, it just really speaks to me. So, like, you find yourselves many times in the show where the main characters are out of their depth, they're doing things that nobody ever thought they would be able to do. They didn't even think they would. Only Kamina thought they'd be able to do it.
Yes.
And he didn't even really think. He just had blind faith in it.
Yeah.
And through just sheer grit and determination, they managed to pull it off.
Yep.
And I feel like it has, even though it's relatively a simple show, the payoffs in it are just top notch.
Yeah. And I think
When they finally break through.
Yeah. It's just like the extremity and scale that show ends up getting
And
to is
the
it's
scale
amazing.
is
It's just
absolutely
amazing.
ludicrous.
It's absurd, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And I really didn't want to take anything away from Gurren Lagann 2. I think it's a great show. It just didn't have that grasp for me. And again, we all like different things, so I completely understand it grasping you. And I don't think it's because you're simple. I don't think that's a reason.
I think it's because I'm simple. Yeah.
With that all being said, I have to go with the show that I've actually seen on this one. I don't think it'd be fair to Gurren Lagann for me to give it to a show I haven't seen. So
Well, that
Yes.
Yoko Littner is waifu material.
You only kiss once.
So yeah, my vote's going to Gurren Lagann.
I mean, yeah, I can't. Honestly, I haven't seen the other one, so I can't really say that I should vote for.
I will go Hyoka as the representative vote. So.
I will go Hyoka because I'm more convinced of that, and I don't know. He cares for it so much, and it's such a compelling argument that I don't have a strong enough feeling for Gurren Lagann to overwrite what I think he has for it.
Right. And it was a tough call for me, honestly. Like, because if Henry, I mean, he doesn't really watch Slice of Life, and this is his like top overall favorite show as he ranked it. Like,
Believe me, I've tried to get him into Slice of
weight.
Life. I've tried to get him into Slice of Life.
You have. I will not deny that.
So, but
I've tried to get me into Slice of Life.
My vote is the drill that will pierce the heavens. Tengen Toppen moves on.
Yes, Tengen Toppen. Oh man!
All right.
Yeah, any other bracket, I would definitely choose Gurren Lagann.
I'm just happy that it was that close. I really am.
So wait, did we go with Hyoka?
No,
Gurren Lagann.
Gurren Lagann, my friend.
Do we go with that fucking loser over there?
Did we go with that piece of shit over there? No.
Which one we go with? All right.
Yeah, should be another beer here.
All right.
Okay.
Now the FMA Brotherhood bracket,
Well,
which started right off. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood versus Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans.
I really like Iron Blooded.
It's really good, but I
can't deny FMA its classic
even
value.
The best Gundam.
No, it's really not.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
G Gundam is the best Gundam.
With nostalgia glasses, absolutely, Joe.
That's the only glasses I wear.
Shining finger.
So
you gotta start. You have to yell this. Hey, the fight glows with an awesome power. Okay.
All right. Yes, I did it wrong.
That being said, the end, like the last, like the closing episodes of FMA Brotherhood, like, yeah.
So FMA Brotherhood is like, there's quite a few shows that I can watch over and over again, but this is like between like this and No Game No Life are the two shows I can put on pretty much any time and just watch it like all the way through and thoroughly enjoy it every single time. And I didn't even watch this when it first came out either. It took quite a few years for me to get to this show, and it's just
honestly,
absolutely incredible.
I didn't watch Brotherhood or Full Metal Alchemist until like I was in, I think it's like sophomore year of college even. So this was like, this wasn't too long ago that I was watching Full Metal. And then I got to Brotherhood, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so much better than the original."
Yeah, see, that's where I was at because I loved the original Full Metal Alchemist, and I was like, Brotherhood, it can't be that much better. And then I watched Brotherhood, and I was like, "Good lord, what am I missing?"
The ending just makes up for what happened at the end of the regular Full Metal Alchemist.
Right.
Gundam Iron Blooded or.
Iron Blood Orphans.
I like. Yes, I know. I kind of cut myself off. Thank you, Jared.
Gundam Goose Orphans.
Iron Blooded Orphans.
Call him Maverick.
It was a good show.
Okay, I will say one thing for Iron Blooded Orphans, though.
But
what you got?
There are mechs?
No. Space Yakuza.
Space Yakuza.
In mechs.
Is this a mech show?
Hey.
Is this a mecha?
It's like that meme with the guy that's got his hand under the butterfly. Is this a mecha?
Jesus. With all this being said, I have to go with like one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, I got to go Full Metal.
Yeah,
I feel like this is a fairly easy one.
Yeah,
yep. Brotherhood.
Yeah, I'd say Brotherhood as well. Yeah.
All right.
Is that
Easy enough?
Is that the second 100% vote since we've been from Steins Gate?
I think so.
Yeah, that's the only other one.
That's why it's a number one seed.
I think almost every other one was like a 3-2.
No, we had a 4-1.
Did we?
Yes, we did.
Oh yeah. Never mind. Yeah. All right, and then we have Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works versus
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Kaguya-sama Love is War.
Chica, best girl.
Chica, best girl.
Yes. Oh man, it's hard to
Rin
judge one.
Togasa, nothing on Chica. Nothing.
Yeah.
This is true.
Oh.
Rin's just a tsundere.
So Kaguya-sama Love is War. Like, Clayton and I started watching this. I don't know if Henry started watching at the same time. We were watching while it was airing.
Probably was that. Yeah, I think it was probably after. I can't remember if I ended up catching up or not, but I
Yeah.
ended up finishing it eventually.
Yeah,
I
so
think.
Clayton and I were watching this, and we didn't have high expectations at all. We were just going through the normal season. Like, okay, this show looks like it might have some promise. And in the first episode, I don't think either of us could stop laughing from pretty much the minute it started to when it ended. This is one of the most hilarious shows I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say it was pretty funny.
Like, it is incredibly funny. I don't know how far you've gotten into it, Joe. I know you watched at least an episode.
I have watched all of it.
It's
And what I will say, first of all, for Fate Stay Night, because I know we're glossing over that, and I could see where this,
I was about to say, we're glossing heavily over this right
we're
now.
glossing heavily over
Oh my
Fate Stay
goodness.
Night. But Unlimited Blade Works, one, has some of the most beautiful animation and battles
Yes.
It really
and
does.
honestly,
that I've ever
yes.
seen.
movie quality animation through and through.
Really?
The entire show.
Mhm.
Is
And,
incredible.
and that's why, to me, it was ranked so highly on my list. And it's also the best version of the Fate Stay Night story of that time of the Fate Stay Night story, because they've made
Yes.
like 4. There's like movies, another series.
Yeah, we
but
have like
they-
Heaven's Feel.
the
which
other
is just
ones make,
finally
like-
finishing up.
Yeah.
They make like no
yeah.
sense. But for the Fate Stay Night story, even though it's not the best, like it has the best animation and is beautiful, it's not the best Fate Stay story
It's
of all of them,
No,
because Zero is
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, Zero
Yes,
is way better.
Zero is better.
Honestly,
Because it's when everyone was a real mage, not before they were all like half mages.
I'm
Um,
glad I'm not the only one that thought that. I was worried that I was the only. This isn't even the best Fate, but okay.
No, it's
no,
not.
it's not.
And so to get back to it, I do not like awkward humor,
I
but
do not.
still, Kageyama-sama Love is War is so goddamn funny.
Okay.
Like, could not help it. but
And
laugh
overly
and
excited
loved it.
announcer dude.
Yeah, so it was great, and there's nothing more I can really say about it. It was
Yeah.
very funny.
So the last thing I want to say about Unlimited Blade Works is I felt like the second arc in it was fairly weak, especially for like a Fate show with that big of a budget.
Have you
Yeah.
ever watched any of the other Fate Stay
Yes,
Night?
I have, and this is like
thing.
probably the second best Fate Stay, or the second best Fate series of all time. There's some real crap out there with Fate.
I'm
Yeah,
talking
there
about the ones
really
that
is.
follow the same like time, like storyline. Because
Yeah.
there's like
The only
3.
one I
There's
haven't seen
there's
is Heaven's Feel. That's it. I've seen
I haven't
everything
seen that
else.
one either.
Oh, let's see. What are the other ones again? Because I know there's the original Fate Stay.
there's the original Fate Stay
series.
Night.
Yeah.
There's like I think it's like
There's the
a
movie
movie version.
of Unlimited Blade Works, which they
Yeah.
did first.
Yes. and then there's
Okay.
there's Unlimited Blade Works.
Yeah.
And both the movie and like the movie
Zero.
at least made sense, but it was so compressed
Yeah.
that it couldn't do it right. The original Fate Stay Night like just glossed like key things skipped over like if you didn't go like to the wiki and read about things like you watched that show when you got to the end, you're like, how
Mhm.
did half of these things happen? Like major things are missed here. What
Yeah,
connected this to this? Like and major spoiler alert if you haven't done it, like it doesn't even tell you that he and Archer are the same person.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Like
Whoa.
by the end of the series,
Yeah.
you do not know that.
Yeah, you don't know
Oh,
that
God.
until Unlimited Blade Works came out.
Yeah.
Like
Oh gosh.
like,
oh,
I
God,
figured
yeah.
out because I went and I read up. I'm like, some of this like just doesn't make any sense. I don't understand what's going on here. And I'm like,
No,
oh,
that
so
that
many things
definitely
connect
would
that make
be.
sense now.
That's
Yeah.
leaving out a whole lot there. Yeah. So
Like
Yeah.
so it was not well
Okay.
told.
Okay, but we're not talking about the original.
We're not. We're talking about Unlimited Blade Works.
Joe. So
This is
before
why
you get on a
Unlimited was
rant,
better.
let's calm down right here and get back to the real issue.
Well,
at
I
hand.
was getting back to
Hey,
Jared's
Joe,
point.
Joe had a point.
I was getting back to Jared's point where he was saying the second half didn't do good, and I was just wanted to say it did a lot better than
Yes,
it could
it
have
did.
been.
It
could
did
have.
a lot better than what they've
Okay.
done before, but I still
Oh
think it
my
was weak
goodness.
enough.
Sorry, that was just a very roundabout way of
Yeah.
saying
That unlimited blade works.
was.
Not that
You're
bad.
I have very strong feelings on this matter.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, at least for me.
Now, if
I'll say
Unlimited Blade Works had been the best Fate series, I would have to like probably move it along here. But
Mhm.
Kaguya-sama, like we've discussed and gone over, I'm not going to repeat too much, but it's one of the most
Yeah.
hilarious shows I've ever seen in my life, and I gotta go. Love is War.
Oh,
Mm.
and the secret ending to one of the episodes,
Yes,
the Chica dance.
the Chica
Yes.
dance
Ah.
was one of the biggest memes
Is it?
of 2019 is when the show came out, I believe, spring 2019.
yeah, 2019.
Yep.
And that was one of the biggest memes out there.
Oh my goodness.
I vote for the
Uh,
memes.
Well, let's see. Well, as much as I enjoy humor, I don't enjoy it as much as action scenes from the Blade Works. So that is my pick.
I gotta give it to Blade Works, man. It is just too well animated.
Yeah.
It is.
I know-
It's
know
just too good. Like I know it's not. It's not the best Fate. It's definitely not. Zero is better, but it's still so damn good.
You are not wrong. And that
Yeah.
leaves it down to Joe.
Well, it is down to me.
Dun dun dun.
My long-windedness comes back around.
Think of the Chica dance, Joe. Think of the memes.
Think of
Um,
memes.
I love both of these shows and would not have a problem voting for either. I'm going with Love is War.
Yeah.
All right.
Memes live on.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Next,
Go ahead.
we have Gintama and Fire Force. I gotta say, just opening out. So I'm a guy that really likes shonen. I hated Fire Force. Could not stand Fire Force. It was so stupid. I do not like Fire Force. I don't know why it's on this list. 12 is way too high of a ranking in this bracket. for this garbage. Voting Gintama.
I would say that's my fault.
How many episodes of Fire Force did you watch?
I got
Yes.
through like, what was it, the first 10.
I can't help you then. Your brain's messed up.
I will say I enjoyed Fire Force. Well, that being said, actually, I think I enjoyed it enough where after the first two episodes, like there was the delay because of the Kyoani fire.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I ended up reading ahead in the manga a decent bit actually, and I don't know, that was actually kind of an interesting comparison because usually you I watch the show and then I like come across the manga and stuff like that, but it all I don't know. Fire Force was definitely pretty enjoyable for me. Well, especially when you get to like the Benimaru, I think is his name, arc.
Yeah.
When they go to the to the more traditional Japanese village
Mm-hmm.
in the show. Like that
Yeah.
like he's probably my favorite character, I would say, in that series. That being said, this is kind of a Euclid. I'm about like 10 episodes or 7 episodes into Gintama actually right now.
Oh, thank you.
good.
Finally,
I
I'm
like
getting around to
Gintama.
actually watching it, and I must say, I can definitely see it is pretty good. It is. I have to get to the actual like serious parts of it, I think, before I kind of see both facets of it. But
Yeah.
I definitely rank it also pretty high.
See, that's
I
my
do
only
think-
issue with Gintama is I haven't watched any of the serious parts, but from the comedy episodes I've seen, it's
It's so good.
hysterical. And I showed Justin. We
Good.
watched the first
Well-
2 episodes, and I showed him a random episode.
Well, and I
It's
kept
so
watching
good.
after I left Jared. It's really good. Like
Yeah.
I enjoyed Gintama. It's really good.
The only
Like,
thing
I
that
can
holds it
understand
back.
why it's been running for so long now. It's really good.
Yeah, the only thing that holds it back for getting people started in it is because of the aspect ratio of the first season or so,
Yeah.
and the quality of the animation.
Yeah.
But even that they use in jokes in the show. The show destroys the fourth wall.
Yeah,
There- it
there's
doesn't
there's
exist.
a fourth wall breaking. It's just hilarious, and there's just memes.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
days.
Oh,
Really
you want
interesting.
memes? Gintama is the
You want
meme.
Yes.
Gintama
Gintama
is
There's
the
an
meme
endless
star.
stream of memes.
Yes.
And
But, Hey Clayton, so I guess like the first 2 episodes that aired, I mean, those are the first 2 like the specials, right? I mean, that's
Yes.
actually how. Okay.
So on Crunchyroll,
Yeah,
it's
that's what I'm watching
It's
it on,
listed
so
as
yeah.
2 episodes.
Yeah.
It was really originally the first 2 episodes were aired as 1 episode as an hour block.
Oh, okay, that makes sense with some of the
That
commentary
makes
that they had like
Yes.
around like some of the breaks they had in there and stuff like
And
that. Okay.
another thing that I will point out for this is, despite it being a shonen and coming out starting in the mid 2000s, there's almost no filler in the show. Matter of fact, it only really started. The first 2 episodes are like some of the only filler in the show.
Yeah.
And that was just to kind of ease you into like understanding some of the interactions between the characters.
Yeah, well, it's like they had a bunch of these people kind of show up, and you're like, wait, what? Who are these people? But at least they give like a 2-sentence like intro to them or something like that, and then you kind of get to see. I mean, finally, episode 3/episode 1 is kind of where you actually get sort of like the starting baseline for.
Yeah,
I feel like some of the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, at least like
Gintama, boys. I from what I've seen, I've watched the Fire Force. Gintama, I much more enjoy.
Yeah. Before I cast my vote for Gintama, I will say I did enjoy Fire Force. I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
The last fights in Fire Force are great. It's done by David Productions, same people who do JoJo's. It's very, very, very good animation.
I'm disappointed with it.
However, Gintama is my personal favorite show ever.
Yeah.
So my vote is Gintama.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to say is, if you're talking about payoff, Fire Force, those last fucking fights are amazing. Pardon my French. And also, I really enjoy the world of Fire Force. Just the setup and like the world that they're building, I very much enjoy. And I have not watched enough of Gintama to vote over it for a show that I personally enjoyed so much. So I'm going Fire Force. That being said, if I were to watch Gintama and know more of it, I'm not saying that wouldn't change.
Yeah, Joe,
but I
think
very
you
much
really
enjoy
like
Fire Force.
Because by the time you get to the Shogun assassination arc, you will completely reverse your opinion on the impact of fights in the show.
Which arc is that again? Do you know what that?
That's a much later arc.
Okay, I thought it was. Yeah.
I was about to say, I don't think I've gotten to that.
Nope.
Well,
Henry?
is it down to me?
No, Gintama's already made it through.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Already made it.
Oh, yeah.
So you can cast a vote for Fire Force for posterity.
Yeah, I mean,
Or you can just cast your vote for Top Gun.
I could actually too.
That's always the third option.
It's a three-way option here. I'm gonna go with Fire Force because I mean I think I really so like last couple fights I really enjoyed those, and then of course like I said Benimaru Shinmon definitely probably my favorite character in Fire Force. That being said, not to discount the value and enjoy that I have currently for Gintama, and hopefully it'll get better as I continue to watch. So that being said,
that being said, Gintama moves forward.
And
all right. That moves us on to Samurai Champloo versus Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun.
Do you have me here, Joe? Do you have me here?
I got you.
You got me, Joe, right?
I got you.
All right.
So Champloo
is
really
one
of my
good.
personal favorite shows. And not taking anything from Nozaki-kun. I've seen both of these, by the way.
Yeah. Samurai Champloo is like one of my top 5 favorite anime all time.
The soundtrack is amazing. I really love the original story. You get a nice,
I love the characters. I love the characters.
Mugen
all of them
is a crazy man.
Yes.
Mugen is a crazy man.
Mugen is amazing, and he can't read, and it's hilarious when they try to teach him to read.
You have a rap battle in ancient or in like Shogun Japan era.
Oh my gosh.
It's so good. But Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun it's hysterical. It's so funny.
Yeah, but
just how
Samurai
oblivious
is
Nozaki-kun is something to behold.
Yeah.
So what you guys were saying about Seiyu is me with Nozaki-kun. I can put Nozaki-kun any episode on anytime and just giggle my ass off the whole time. Pardon my French.
It's definitely a very underrated show, which I'm glad it made this bracket.
My one complaint about Samurai Champloo is that there's not enough Samurai Champloo.
That can also be said of Nozaki-kun. I'm not gonna lie.
Also
There's not enough Nozaki-kun.
Champloo had what, 25 episodes?
25, 24, yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Nozaki-kun only had 13. And it deserves more.
I mean, so does Samurai Champloo. But...
Oh yeah, I guess it depends what you're looking for, I guess, or what mood you're in. I feel like for me,
I also love slice of life comedy.
Yeah, this is true. I haven't finished either of those shows, so sorry, Clayton.
Well, I figured you would lean Champloo.
I think I am, just because I've seen more of Champloo than I have of Nozaki, and I do enjoy the traditional samurai fights that they have in there.
Samurai Champloo, I vote that one.
Yep.
Joe?
So, I was about to say, Joe, you've been quiet.
He's waiting.
So what I'm gonna say is, one, Samurai Champloo is awesome.
Yes.
Like, so much fun to watch. Like, a very, very fun anime to watch.
Yep.
All kinds of things. But I gotta back my boy here in this futile effort to get comedy to the gold.
I second that opinion.
Nozaki-kun for this one. And knowing that in my heart, both are just amazing and I could not hold one above the other, I'm backing my boy.
With that being said, I'm voting Champloo. I love it.
We briefly had hope, Joe.
A glimmering sparkle.
You had hope. I knew what was coming.
Yeah.
But I will back you all the way, my
for
friend.
a fourth rank versus a 13th rank.
No, I think it's very
brave man,
close,
Joe.
especially for them being completely different shows.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right.
Oh my god.
Right,
Moving on. To the next.
Oh, and Champloo moved on for anybody listening out there.
In case you
missed it.
Champloo moved on. Sorry. Next up, we got a couple of big hitters here. Black Lagoon and Bleach.
Oh, boy.
Who wants to start this off?
Well, if we were going on the amount of bloodshed, it would actually be kind of even.
Yeah. Except one has a few hundred less episodes.
This is also true.
Does it
And
count
one
as
has a better ending than the other.
Yeah, I can only
Absolutely
guess
true.
Yeah.
I mean, I've actually watched all of Bleach. I think I did actually skip one season of filler.
Filler doesn't matter.
So you
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
So-
Bleach has. I mean, I think the first two. Actually, shoot, when was the I'm trying to think when the execution arc ended. If it was 2 or 3 seasons, maybe 2 seasons. I don't know. Anyways, at least the first couple seasons, I think Bleach were really strong. I really liked the kind of the ambiance, the music. Anytime there was a preempt to a fight or something like that. I mean, you had this kind of background, almost creepy little I can't remember what instrument it was, but there was just a very distinctive sound and to the soundtrack in the background, to the background music, and it's just, I don't know, almost make your skin raise, at least for me anyway. Each time that would happen, or the end of the episodes and stuff like that. That being said, I mean, as it went on, I think it's the usual, maybe not the usual, but it's kind of thing with these kind of long running. Kind of hard to keep that same atmosphere, I think, at times.
Yeah, I can very much agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, especially, when you got the the Vizards, that kind of area. I mean, I think that was also really cool as well.
Yeah.
That being said, I mean, I have seen a little bit of Black Lagoon, not watched all the way, so I can't say too much about that. But I can definitely say just what I've seen. It looks like a pretty good show.
Remy's a
Black
crazy
Lagoon
lady,
is-
and I love her.
Yes, Remy
That's
is
primarily what I
insane.
picked up. So
I would love Revy, but honestly, I think for the most part, gosh, this is tough
It is.
because I really like almost every single character in Bleach, with a couple of exceptions. But I can also say the same thing for Black Lagoon. It's tough because I really like Bleach. I really, really like Bleach.
It has
But-
such good fight scenes.
Yes, it really does, but so does Black Lagoon.
Okay.
I gotta go. I think I'm leaning more towards Black Lagoon right now. Bleach, just that ending for me is just atrocious.
It was a little
And-
strange,
Yes.
yeah. It's a little
Now-
weird.
Now, for Bleach, though, I will say that in most anime, you have the trend of when the main character's music, his theme is playing in the background, you're getting hyped, everything is going insane.
Yeah,
And then it leads to one of the best villain reveals in anime history.
yeah,
When his music is playing, he's running at the villain, and he swings his sword, and the villain stops it with one finger, and the music cuts off.
yeah.
Yes.
Right,
It
right.
just hammers home how much of a threat this guy is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Soul Reaper art, this I can't remember.
Soul
the exact
Society.
name.
Soul
Soul
Society.
Society art
Society.
Yeah.
is one of it's really, really strong shonen art.
Yeah,
I understand like the arguments towards the ending of it really petering out, but honestly, Aizen alone and his introduction, I'm leaning towards Bleach.
That's
Ah,
a
but
pretty
now
strong
I'm
reason, I feel
remembering.
like.
Now I'm remembering that fight with Kenpachi, and I'm like,
Oh, Kenpachi,
Oh, yeah.
God,
and realizing, oh, maybe I
no.
should learn the name of my sword.
Oh man.
Oh, my God.
No, I'll
Kenpachi,
just use two hands instead.
Those fights with Kenpachi were so good, though.
Yeah.
And then what's that guy's name?
Uh,
Locoria?
frick.
One of
Which
Aizen's
art?
henchmen.
Oh,
Wait,
One of the
what now?
Espada.
frick.
Are you talking about Grimjaw?
No.
I'll say the Grimjaw fights are pretty good too.
The green one.
Grimjaw fights are amazing.
Green one.
The Grimjaw fights are great. But the Ulucoria fights, the fight, that was one of the last fights in Wekamundo.
The guy that was 4 but then transformed and it was like 0 or whatever.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like he was the only one that could awaken his power twice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh God. And then there's Kurasuchi. Oh Jesus.
just the fights are hype.
With
Oh
all
man.
this being
this-
said, boys, Revy's a mad lady. I'm a mad lad. I'm going Black Lagoon.
She is a
I'm
mad
flipping
lady.
the table here. Nope. Going Bleach. Got to go with Bleach.
So-
There's just so many good fights. I hate the ending, and it pains me to vote for this right now because I really like Black Lagoon. But god dang it, just all the fights that I can remember from Bleach, they're just so freaking good. I got to go to Bleach. Bleach.
Ugh. Yeah. I mean, plus, I mean, at least,
Bleach as well.
yeah, I think I'm going Bleach as well because I mean, like, especially just thinking about some of the especially like the very first opening. I mean, I think that's like really iconic opening for that show, and I don't know. I mean, like you have Overworld, you got Aqua Times, you have a couple of these other bands that do I think like really good openings.
Yeah.
Opening
This is
songs.
hilarious
so.
because a lot of the openings that they have just do not match the show.
Doesn't
At all.
matter.
That's why I like it so much. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. They're attached to them.
This
Yeah.
is also true. Let's see. Yeah, Aqua Time.
I will say one thing Bleach has going for it for me is the world of the anime music videos from the old days.
Oh
of
yeah,
YouTube.
all
yeah.
the
I
Edgelord
just-
stuff.
Yeah, very nostalgic.
Yeah, for sure. Probably one of the first few I actually watched, or one of the first ones I watched actually. I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I think actually, yeah, that like Bleach was when I started that one in high school. I think actually.
Yeah, so
Oh,
for
shoot.
me, like looking at these shows today, it's a real hard tie.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
reason that I'm voting Bleach is because basically there's 2 phases of anime in my life, and there's Toonami when I was a kid, and then I didn't watch anime for a long time,
Yeah.
and then
Like
in high school I
everyone.
started picking it back up, and Bleach is what brought me back into anime. I wouldn't
Yeah.
have watched 95% of the anime on this list if not for Bleach. It,
I gotta,
Yeah.
I gotta say, I agree with you, Joe. That's honestly very true.
Yeah. It was
I
a gateway
That's
drug.
fair.
I did not pick up anime again until I started watching Bleach, and oh my gosh,
Yep, it brought all of this, so I got to go Bleach.
yeah.
Mm.
All right, Bleach moves
All right.
on.
Bleach
Nothing
moves
else
on.
to do.
Is that a 4-1?
Yeah,
Yep.
That was a 4-1.
It's a 4-1.
Okay. All right. Next up. Oh, good lord. This should be- Next up, we have
It's time
Yu
to fight.
Yu Show versus Attack on Titan.
Oh man, I mean,
All right, let me tell you why Attack on Titan is a better show than Yu Yu Hakusho. Before we get into all this nonsense,
After you, Joe, dozo yoroshiku.
Joe, the floor
First
is
of all-
yours. Please go. You have
first
5
of
minutes.
all, there's a girl with a fucking potato, and it's amazing. That's
You're
my
really
first
selling the
argument.
show for me, Joe.
Yes,
I-
but no.
Joe did not
Like what,
need
episode
5 minutes.
3, maybe episode 4.
But no, I love the animation of the show. I love the world of the show. The story is always very compelling to me. It's fighting a losing battle, which is always a great thing for a show. It's very fun to watch. It has a lot of build up and it has a lot of payoff. Especially the episode that I think of the most is the first time that Aaron transforms. I watched that like 3 times. Like it was just so good. Like you have Mikasa basically out of all of her things, and he just comes through and pops that guy.
Okay,
It's
here's my thing.
Let Joe
Alright.
continue.
Okay, continue.
and my final argument is that Jared is going to argue it's a bad show, and you can't trust him. He actually loves it because he's watched just as much as me and 40 episodes of a show that they don't like. He's a filthy liar. Go ahead.
Alright, Jared, do you want to take this or do you want me to take it?
Go ahead, buddy. We both had pretty much the same feelings on the show, so
Joe, I cannot disagree with you anymore. This show is poorly paced. Nothing gets done ever. The dialogue is terrible. The storyline is terrible.
False.
The first season was really good. The first season was great. All of what you brought up in your conversation here was from the first season. So yes,
He's not
the first
wrong.
season was
Wait,
really
who
good.
here voted for Tokyo Ghoul? I'm forgetting.
I did.
I did.
What
Yeah.
do we have against again? I forget.
We're talking about the first and second season, but either way, regardless,
Oh, right.
you say nothing happened.
Listen, the following 2 were terrible.
False.
Yes.
How do you know the following 2 were terrible?
Because I watched them and they
So-
were hot trash.
let me tag in for a second, Justin.
Tag in, Jared.
So the reveal for the Armored Titan and the Colossal Titan was the most anticlimactic thing I've ever
Oh my
seen in
God.
anime, and it
So
just
bad.
I hated it so much because the whole first season and second season, you're just like, okay, who are these Titans? Who could they be? Who are these people? And they're just like, yoo-hoo, over here, guys, we're them, and you're just like, what? What?
What?
Huh?
And it's like it's like the 2 characters that you
Yeah.
from like in the entire second season. They're not important. Like, and then all of a sudden now they are important.
Just the most disappointing reveal I think I've ever seen
So-
in a show.
the Harry Titan is dumb. Like,
All right. So first of all, the argument that nothing gets done, I disagree, and also because part of it is that this is a futile fight that you're fighting and yet you're not making any headway because the odds are so stacked against you.
I'll give
But
you
I
that.
will say that I did not agree with who the Armored and Colossal Titan were. I don't think the timelines made sense. And I know they're like did the whole thing where they're not really aging as much because
Yeah.
Titans live a long time and fine. But I didn't like that either. So I understand your points there.
Yeah, that was probably like the biggest
I
like
got another
bummer in the whole
question
show
for you.
to me.
But-
without going into too much about this, what do you think about the whole Historia stuff?
It's kind of strange.
Uh-huh.
But here's my other things I wanted to say is one dot this is amazing.
Say
He
what?
is my favorite character, Dot Pixis.
Ah.
I love that man.
This is pretty cool. I'll give you
And
that.
2, Aaron has no hands and he fights those guys and it's awesome.
I mean,
And
there's
you've
other
all
things
watched-
I don't like Aaron's one friend, the blonde one. I can't remember his
Oh,
name.
God.
anymore.
Armin.
Armin.
Armin, yeah.
Armin.
Armin.
Armin?
Also, Levi and Mikasa tag team
They're pretty
Battles
dope. I
are
will say I
amazing.
do
They are
enjoy
good.
them.
Oh,
I
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and here's the thing. You've watched 4 seasons of this show.
I've watched 3.
3, Joe. I
I
didn't
don't
watch the
watch-
last one.
I didn't either.
Now,
So I don't
Now
trust
you-
you.
I watched it hoping that it was gonna get better, and I was just sorely disappointed every time.
Also, Yu Yu Hakusho is great. Best tournament.
yeah, we
best
talked about
tournament.
that. The Dark Tournament
Yeah.
is
Dark
personally
Tournament.
my favorite tournament in all of anime. I don't think it gets better than that.
No.
That being
It
said, I
doesn't.
know Yu Yu Hakusho has some very suspect ending.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
that's
Like,
my
the last
only.
few bits, the last like arc or two of it are not the best. in the
Yeah.
world, but it.
I mean,
it holds
even-
a special place in my heart, not just because of the tournament. It's one of my first anime I ever watched. And
Yeah,
it's,
I mean, I
it's
think
still one of my
yeah.
favorites to this day. I've gone back and rewatched it. I think it still
Yeah.
holds up very well.
I don't even care that the Dark Tournament is just a small bit of the entire show.
Oh, it's not a small bit. It's long.
Well,
It's
you
real
know,
long.
It's real
It's
long.
not the whole show, is what I'm trying to say. But
It's
I'd
like
still
half the
go
show,
back-
which is
Yeah,
insane.
I'd still go back and
A third, yeah.
watch that.
A third,
anytime.
yeah, something like that. It's ridiculous how long it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yu Yu Hakusho, I vote for it.
yeah. Honestly, I mean,
I can't in good conscience vote for Attack on Titan when I
Nope.
don't enjoy it that much, and I have to go Yu Yu
Mm.
Hakusho as well.
I'm going Attack on Titan.
That's fair, Joe.
I'm ready for my once again for one fight. I know what's true. Also, every episode of Attack on Titan basically gets me hype, and I just enjoy watching it.
hey,
Regardless,
that's fair as
if
well,
the
so.
story doesn't always make
The
sense.
It
opening
does have
song.
much better openings than Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah,
The openings are
yeah,
baller.
Yeah.
The opening for the first season I really liked.
Of Hakusho.
No, Attack.
Oh,
How
okay.
can
yeah.
you like the
Oh, yeah.
first opening of Attack on Titan, but not like the second one? It's basically the same.
Yeah, I think that's why I didn't like it.
Okay, yeah.
It's the same
All right,
thing.
all right, boys, let's wrap this one up.
Yeah. What are you voting for, Henry? Don't have the most in
as,
on this
as
fight.
much
so
as
I'm
I,
ready.
as much as I really enjoyed the action and the and like select scenes from Attack on Titan, I think I got to go with Yu Yu Hakusho just because I have watched that all the way through and I am not caught up on Attack on Titan. So
All right.
there you go. You know,
I haven't finished either of the shows, and
yeah.
my boy had me back there when it
Yes!
did Uzaki-kun. And while given the choice on my own, I'd probably pick Hakusho, but I don't have a super big dog in the fight, and my boy had me, so Attack on Titan.
Therefore,
fair.
I will let you know.
And that being said, Yu Yu Hakusho moves on.
That being said, I love Yu Yu Hakusho, so no hard
Yeah.
feelings.
Yeah.
Let me know. Let me know.
Nobody really loses here.
Yeah, I was about to say nobody loses except for Attack on Titan.
Jesus, Justin. Let it go, man.
All right,
Oh my
we're going
God.
outside again. Let's go.
We go to the beer for this.
All right, next
All
we
right,
have.
next up, we got ReZero and Kill a Kill. Oh, this is actually pretty tough.
Yeah,
This
this
is
one's
very
actually
tough.
this one's tougher than you realize when you start remembering Kill la Kill.
I don't have much to say because I've watched Kill la Kill and not ReZero. I eventually played. Eventually,
My head just exploded.
I mean, so,
Someone
you
that
know,
hasn't watched ReZero?
Yeah,
I know, right? We're rare species, we are. At that
Well,
point, I'm just gonna
that's
preemptively say I'm going Kill la Kill. Although I understand ReZero is good. Just haven't
Okay,
watched it.
so ReZero has Best Girl,
It does.
but Kill la Kill has more boobs.
yeah. Ram is the best girl, right?
What'd you say?
Ram is best girl.
I think Jared's throwing some fighting worlds.
Who's Ram?
I mean Roswell. My bad.
Oh, Roswell. Yeah, Roswell's Best Girl. I'm good with Roswell.
Definitely not
Oh,
Ram.
Lord.
Who's Rem?
Who's Rem?
What's a Rem?
Oh Lord.
I will eventually
So
understand
before
what Rem is
they-
one day.
Before they get to their fight, I love Kill la Kill's animation.
Oh, it's great.
It's a lot of
It's so
fun.
good.
It is.
Oh yes.
So,
So,
yeah, I don't want to take away from
that
Kill la
being-
Kill because it has probably one of my favorite like secondary characters.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
Yes.
what's her name? Oh, somebody remind me, please.
Mako?
Mako,
Mako.
yes.
Yes.
She's bonkers and incredible.
She makes so many things in that
She
show.
makes
Oh,
the
yeah.
show in many ways.
But talking about payoff, ReZero
ReZero.
had the arc of this is amazing. come on, stop being a shithead and do something to, yes, he did something.
Yeah, it had amazing character payoff.
Yeah.
And it just feels
it
good.
really did.
So
This one's
I'm
actually
going
very
ReZero.
tough for me because I
Yeah,
really
I'm with
like
Joe
both
on
of
this
these
one.
shows.
ReZero. I got to go with ReZero with this one.
My
I'm
decision was made quickly, but let it be noted down that this was very close for me as well.
Yeah.
after pooping all over Joe's argument. I'm going with ReZero.
The pity vote.
So
Joe will take it.
I've watched Kill la Kill once all the way through. I've watched ReZero 3 or 4 times all the way through. If that gives you kind of an idea where this vote is going.
Yeah.
I love Kill la Kill. It is a very good show. Hilarious. But
And that's what he's-
ReZero just has
Before you
has
make your
something
vote,
special. Yes.
ReZero had all the flags, all the markers for the best matchup for a couple in the show. And the main character is just so fucking stupid that he doesn't see it. Meanwhile, over in Kill la Kill, you had
Cool.
Gamagori and Mako,
Oh, true.
which was fucking gold.
Very true.
Absolute
Gamagori is so
gold.
good. But you do also have the weird mom and daughter
Yeah.
gosh, yeah.
awkward
Yeah,
relationship. Which
But that is vindicated when daughter betrays mom.
this is true.
Also true. You are not wrong.
With that, I'm going ReZero.
Kill la Kill.
Clayton.
Kill la Kill.
Oh, interesting. That one actually surprises me with you.
I am surprised too.
Well,
I'm not
doesn't
surprised.
matter.
by
ReZero moves on.
All right.
I think that's probably one of the closest ones on this.
That was a close
bracket,
one. That
actually.
Oh
was
yeah,
definitely-
no.
Yeah.
I legitimately
Really
think it is because I could swing
Jokes
either way.
aside, that was actually a tough call to make, honestly.
Yeah.
Like we made
Well,
it
that's-
sound easier, but that was actually
It
very
really
tough.
We've
was.
argued over so many easier ones.
Yeah.
Like the last-
I made my
It's only
vote
'cause you're
knowing that ReZero was moving on. But I still Gamagori Mako. Great.
I ship it.
Don't we all? All right. Next up, we've got Mob Psycho 100
Oh
versus.
my
I
gosh.
can't read this one. Bungo Stray
Bungo
Dogs.
Stray Dogs, yes.
Henry, make your case.
Yeah,
before
I
we,
think
pass
anyone
our
who's actually
judgment.
watched Bungo Stray Dogs, maybe.
No, I've
I was
watched
about
it as
to
well.
say-
I've watched
How
it
many-
as well.
I watched a good bit, but have not finished
It's
it.
been on my list to watch, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Yeah, I have not watched this one.
Okay, so wait, Jared hasn't watched it, Justin hasn't watched it. Wait, so Joe, have you watched it?
I've watched a good bit of it, but have not finished it.
Okay. Actually, Clayton, remind me, have you watched it?
I watched all the first season. I fell off after that.
Ah, okay then. Well then. Well, I think for me anyway, I mean Bungo Stray Dogs is definitely very up on the list. I mean, I've watched all of the seasons. I watched them. I think there's only one movie in there, so I watched that one. The movie was a little weaker, I think, for me than the show, but overall still pretty good. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's very solid animation overall. I really like the kind of the powers that the characters have, the social abilities, the way they kind of portray them, and also the fact that I mean, all the characters named after, or at least most of them are named after traditional Japanese authors, at least like the initial main characters are. Yeah, and so their powers are or most of them are based off of novels that they've written. So, for example, just to pull something out, it's like Dazai Osamu. One of the first characters that you meet in the show, his ability is no longer human. Shikaku. Oh shoot, I can't remember what the exact translation is. But basically, yeah. So his power is called No Longer Human, and Dazai Osamu wrote I don't think it was a biography, but it was like it was a well-known classical novel called No Longer Human. And so that's the same thing for all the other characters. Can't remember all the names off the top of my head, but like the doctor lady, she her power is also a book that she wrote. Same with pretty much all the other characters, and like Beast Under or I think it's Beast Under the Moonlight or some variation thereof for Akatsuki, his power. That's also a novel as well. And then when you actually get into like later in the seasons, when you have guilds from different countries as well, and you have like Fitzgerald or the Great Fitzgerald as the power to one of the other people, and so you end up getting like different cultures and different authors from those cultures, and so like more American kind of stuff that comes in there. So I mean, at least from a literary kind of cultural point of view, and I can't say I'm necessarily I haven't read a lot of like these classical books per se, but at least as like a nod to that like type of like that genre of culture and literature, I think that's really cool. How they incorporate that into there. And like I think the first time I heard that, I was like, oh shoot, really? Like, oh my gosh. And I actually have watched Bungo Stray Dogs twice, I think. I can't remember. Yeah. I can't remember if it was before or after the second season came out, but I did end up watching it all again as well. And so, I mean, in general, I mean, it's very solid quality. I mean, there's those like little nods here and there to various other elements. I think kind of puts it pretty high on my list. That being said, I really enjoy Mob Psycho 1 as well. I mean, I can't say I've watched it multiple times, but I mean, just I don't know. I mean, it's almost like it's just a different category, same level almost for me, I would say. But,
yeah.
So Mob Psycho 100 for me.
I know you love this show, Darren.
I really like the show, and I think it has some like excellent character developments from like season 1 to season 2.
So I haven't seen either of these shows, honestly.
Yeah, especially with like Regan, like
yes,
just it's incredible. And then you get some of the best like action fight scenes in an anime. It's like in season 2 when they're fighting the guy who can just like blink around.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my gosh. Yeah.
And then like the final fight between Mob and the main overarching villain.
Yeah, the main boss.
Yeah. It's some of the best animation in a fight I've ever seen. Even though like the animation's kind of weird with the show.
Yeah, it's
just
unique
because of the drawing style. I shouldn't say the animation. I should say that the art style is different.
Yeah, I shouldn't say I haven't seen it. I've watched what you've shown me, Jared.
Yeah, I showed Justin one of the fight scenes in it to give him kind of an idea.
The animation is definitely different. I can say that for sure. I'm not going to say it's bad. I mean, I think it's really good. For me personally, I don't really. I think I was like Henry in a couple rounds ago, where I just don't really have enough dog in the game to really say which one I prefer more. Yeah. I do like learning, and so Bungo Stray Dogs, I might actually check that one out.
Yeah,
like I said, it's been on my list of shows to watch for a while now. I wanted to check it out because I've heard good things, but I have seen Mob all the way through. Yeah, and it is an excellent show.
Yeah, and speaking of Mob, actually, something I wanted to also maybe bring up is like, so in the second season, I think it's like maybe midway or something, but it's when they go. I can't remember the names, but it's when they go to exercise the girl. And like that entire, I mean, once you go into kind of like you get into the inner psyches of these people, and you start having these like really large, like escalations within just their mental worlds and stuff like that. I mean, that was just a crazy arc right there, I thought. So, I mean, I'll give that to Mob Psycho.
It was a very fun ride for the 2 seasons that we got, and the opening is for both seasons. The 2 different openings are
for sure
amazing as well.
For sure.
So,
and I haven't seen Bungo, so this is definitely handicapped, but I'm casting my
Well, so as a person I've watched all of Mob Psycho, and I've watched the first season of Bungo, and the primary reason why I didn't continue on Bungo is I found myself at the end of the first season not really caring about the main character. I cared about Dazai, but if you're a show, you're primarily not caring about the main character and you're caring about a tertiary character to the story. It doesn't speak to me as much because usually in a show you're trying to get in line with the main character's point of view. Now you could argue that Dazai is the main character and we're just getting an outside view.
In some elements, perhaps, maybe.
And I might buy that, but I'd have to watch more before I could fully buy into it. And like for me, the most impactful thing about Mob is, as Jared said, Reagan. Like the episode where Reagan kind of gets full of himself and goes off on his own without Mob, but then in the end they come back together. It's great. It's absolutely amazing. So I'm going to have to go Mob.
It's some damn good character development.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say, I mean, like Achi kind of gets fleshed out a little more, but yeah, I mean, normally I would go Dazai for a lot of the for like in terms of like probably my favorite character. And that being said, I mean, a lot of the other mafia members are also really high on my list, I think.
Yeah.
As well. So I mean, I'm gonna go Bungo, but nothing against Mob Psycho because that is also still a really good show in all respects. So.
Joe.
I'll probably go Psycho just because I haven't seen the other one. So, Mob Psycho.
That's fair.
All right,
Joe.
I don't have a heavy stake in either of these. I very much enjoyed both shows, but I wouldn't put either one at the top of my list. I think I'm going to go with Mob Psycho just because I've seen more and I enjoy the build up through the episodes that they track with you with his percents.
Oh yeah,
just always fun. And
That's
then when
always
he
nice.
explodes, the animation of the fights are really great. So I'm going to go with Mob.
Yes. Yeah, fair enough. Then.
All
All
right.
right. Mob
All right.
Psycho 100 moves on.
And that wraps it up for the first half here. That's a
All
lot.
right.
Yeah.
I just want to say at times I felt discriminated against.
At times I felt personally attacked.
I just want to say at times I felt personally attacked as well, and I in fact did personally attack others. So those feelings are validated.
Feelings are in shambles right now.
I feel great, and you all wonderful people.
I feel nothing.
Don't
but
lie.
Hate, shame.
Well, we found who one of the three people is not. That is a terrible person.
Yes.
I think we all know where I stand. So
I already admitted it earlier, so.
Oh, I'm a terrible
Nah.
person. It's okay.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for hopping in, providing your opinions. And
anytime.
we still have a ton of more shows to get through, so we'll catch you on the next episode.
Yeah, this was only the first quarterfinal round.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Still have a whole nother one.
Oh my god. Where was that flute? What?
And with that, we'll catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.